The Attitude Era, where Raw was at war and when laying the SmackDown, oh hell yeah, and suck it were part of our vocabulary. And
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
okay, I'm done being a nerd. But with that being said, the Attitude Era had some memories we will never forget, especially if you were a fan at that time. To tell you all about them would take forever, but we're here to talk about the video game aspect. In 1999, THQ and Aki teamed up together to make WrestleMania 2000, a follow-up to the 1998 classic WCW NWO Revenge. However, Aki Corporation and Aspect Ace Entertainment were not done yet. In November 2000, they, with publishing from THQ, would release WWF No Mercy for the Nintendo 64. No Mercy would become a cult classic, as it is regarded by many as the greatest wrestling game ever. Even some current wrestlers today, like Seth Rollins, Liv Morgan, and Finn Balor, have attested to this.
I think the evolution in that game was maybe No Mercy, maybe
On the N64?
on the N64, yeah, and those games I was a big fan of as a kid.
The grappling system was just very simple. It was also kind of the first time that you really got to see the characters in 3 dimensions instead of like kind of flat on the surface. So it was just the graphics were updated. It was very cool, but also the grappling system was simple and elegant all at the same time. It was very easy to be like anybody could pick it up if you were a newbie and didn't.
To this day, there are numerous mods of this game which depict different eras and even different organizations. Today, we review No Mercy Plus Volume 3 by Retro Randy Price. Follow him on Patreon. We're reviewing the latest version of No Mercy Plus, which is No Mercy Plus Volume 3, which was just released about a month ago. Today, we're going to talk about the positives and the negatives of this mod, and whether it makes the experience better, or is it something that belongs in the trash. Let's get the negatives out the way first, as there aren't many. If you are planning on playing this on an EverDrive, you can't, because the cartridge size has exceeded over 64 megabytes. There are some other minor bugs as well, as this is a fan project all done by one man. Also, the mod works best on an emulator, so for those who want to play this on a big screen in your own house, I'm sorry, you're going to have to use a PC. Finally, saving your data is a bit of an issue in version 3 of the game. However, if that's an issue, a lot of the changes I'm about to mention are in version 2 of the game. No Mercy Plus version 3 has a ton of new changes that transform the game entirely. You can now go into the SmackDown Mall, and if you hold Z for about 15 seconds, you can unlock everything in the game. The SmackDown Mall has new creation parts, theme songs, moves, and much, much more. There's even an extended roster adding in characters that weren't in the game previously, like The Big Show, the Mean Street Posse, the Headbangers, and more. Also, copyright not a factor here, as The Undertaker has the theme song American Badass by Kid Rock. Remember when he just had the Blood Sword theme song during the initial release of the game? That is no longer the case. Also, No Mercy Plus has full entrance animations like WrestleMania 2000 and WCW NWO Revenge that were actually cut from the original game. As for presentation, the main menu has a brand new UI that is more streamlined, making the game easier to navigate. There's even a new story mode that remakes the Game Boy Color port for the N64 game. As for the Creation Suite, you can now edit wrestlers' movesets as you see fit, like the current games. Also, instead of one finisher per position, you are now allowed 2. You want Kurt Angle to have a standing version of the ankle lock that takes the opponent down, like Ken Shamrock? You can do that. You want The Undertaker to have the Tombstone and the Last Riders finishers? You can. You aren't limited anymore. Yes, there are No Mercy mods that change the game cosmetically, but here, the world is now your oyster. In conclusion, No Mercy Plus version 3 is definitely not just a mod, but a total upgrade of the 2064 classic. There are some negatives, as this is a fan project done by one man, but the positives surely outweigh the negatives, as there are numerous customization options added, presentation options, new characters, and accessibility. If you're an old school wrestling fan, give this a shot. If you're a newer wrestling fan and you're curious, give this a shot. If you're a fan just bored of the current product, and yes, that's okay if you are, try it. Why? You're getting a passion project that's absolutely fire. Pesky microtransactions, season passes, or any invasive modes that require you to spend more money. Yes, it's best played on an emulator, but if you have a working PC, I do recommend you get the Project 64 emulator and download this mod. Why is this mod special to me? It's an improvement of one of my favorite games ever. I'm 7 years younger than my brothers, and there aren't that many things we enjoy together. When we were kids, there were 2 things we enjoyed: pro wrestling and Final Fantasy VII. I still remember getting No Mercy and SmackDown 2 on the same weekend of its release and spending hours and hours in between both games with them. Pro wrestling shaped my life, and so has video games, and I love them both dearly. I just hope that you all enjoyed this video. I appreciate you listening, and I'll see you next time. Remember, good fight, good night.